The wedding at the Aspen Summit Lodge was something I had decided on from the very beginning. For Chloe and me, that place held a special significance. But I never imagined that with just one sentence from her best guy friend, Julian Reed, Chloe would unilaterally change it. 1 week before the wedding, holding my freshly tailored custom tuxedo, I headed over to Chloe's apartment to finalize the seating chart. I hadn't even reached the door when I heard the exaggerated voice of her best friend, Jess, coming from inside. "My dear diva, you changed the wedding location just because Julian likes the beach? And you didn't even notify your fiancé? When Luke's family shows up at the mountain and finds an empty venue, it's going to be a disaster. How ugly will that look? Besides, did he even agree? I heard he spent 6 months pulling strings to book that lodge. It means a lot to him." Then came Chloe's voice. Familiar, coquettish, but at this moment, incredibly piercing and laced with carelessness. "It's fine. He loves me so much. He gave up a promotion to the corporate headquarters just for me. Is there anything he wouldn't do for me? Besides, he's so obsessed with the wedding details, checking invitations and schedules 100 times. Once I have the wedding planner send out the electronic notification, he'll definitely see it. He'll notify his family then. I don't need to worry about it." My hand, gripping the suit bag, froze in midair. It felt like an icy hand had clenched my heart, squeezing it tighter until every breath brought pain. For her, I had given up the opportunity to transfer to the global headquarters in New York. That position was something I had worked toward for 5 years, a promotion I'd fought tooth and nail for, the most important springboard of my career. But she had cried and begged, saying she couldn't handle a long-distance relationship, saying she couldn't live without me. I softened. I stayed. I thought it was a testament to our love. I didn't expect that in her eyes. It was just leverage, proof that she had me under her thumb and could do whatever she pleased. I stood at the door, silent for a long, long time. In the end, I didn't push that door open. I turned around, my footsteps soundless, leaving as if I had never been there. Back in my car, I sat for a long time until my fingertips turned ice cold. Then, I dialed my assistant's number. "Mike, do me a favor." "Sure, Luke. What do you need?" "The Aspen Summit Lodge reservation we made. Keep everything exactly as planned. Notify all my relatives and friends on my side that the wedding location and time have not changed." There was a pause on the other end. "But Luke, the wedding planning agency just sent out a change notification today. They said it's been moved to the Azure Coast Resort in Miami." "That is Chloe's wedding," I said, looking out the car window, my voice as calm as a stagnant pool. "Not mine." After hanging up, I lit a cigarette. Through the swirling smoke, I thought of Aspen. That was where Chloe and I took our first trip and where I proposed to her. That day, snow was falling heavily. I had rented out the entire mountaintop restaurant. In a world of pure white, I went down on one knee and placed the ring on her hand. I once thought that pure whiteness would be the sacred starting point of our love. That's why I went against everyone's advice and spent a fortune to book that exclusive lodge a year in advance. I want to give her a perfect wedding at the place where it all began. Thinking back now, perhaps I was the only one moved by it. Chloe called, her tone as spoiled and sweet as ever. "Luke, babe, where are you? Jess and I have been waiting for ages." I stubbed out the cigarette, my voice returning to normal. "Something urgent came up at the office. I just finished dealing with it. It's too late to come over now. I'll see you tomorrow." "Huh? Okay." She sounded disappointed. "Well, come early tomorrow. I had the planner change the venue to the beach, and there are so many details to reconfirm." She said it in a tone of notification, allowing no refusal, as if she had merely changed the restaurant for dinner. "Okay," I said, offering only a single word. "Aren't you going to ask me why?" She seemed dissatisfied with my calmness. "As long as you're happy, I trust you," I said softly, feeling the hypocrisy of my own words. On the other end, she laughed with satisfaction. "I knew you were the best. Actually, it's Julian. He's been a funk lately and said he wanted to see the ocean. I figured since he's my most important friend, he has to be happy at our wedding. Plus, a beach wedding is romantic too." Julian Reed. Again, that name was like a thorn that had been stuck in my heart for 2 years. He was Chloe's male best friend, an entity that always seemed more important than me, the actual boyfriend. If Chloe was sad, Julian comforted her. If Chloe was sick, Julian took her to the doctor. Even when we fought, the first person Chloe ran to was Julian. I hadn't failed to protest, but every time I was met with Chloe's accusations. "Luke, can't you be a bigger person? Julian and I have a pure friendship. Don't be so small-minded, okay? If you keep acting like this, it means you don't trust me." For the sake of being the bigger person and showing trust, I tolerated it again and again. I thought my compromises would earn her appreciation. Now, I see it only encouraged her to cross every line. "Yeah, As long as he's happy, I played along. I knew you loved me the most. Love you, hubby. See you tomorrow. She hung up, probably running off to share her husband-taming tips with her best friend. I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles turning white from the pressure. Love me? If she loved me, she wouldn't have so easily destroyed all my hard work with a single sentence from someone else after I fought to secure the Aspen date. If she loved me, she wouldn't treat my sacrifice of my career as a given entitlement. Chloe, you think I love you so much that I'll listen to anything you say? Fine. I'll show you exactly how cheap that love you perceive really is. The next day, I appeared at Chloe's apartment right on time. She and Jess were excitedly pointing at a pile of ocean-themed wedding samples. Luke, you're here. Chloe saw me and immediately ran over to link her arm through mine, pointing at a brochure. Look, how is this blue layout? Isn't it dreamy? I glanced at it. The photos of the beach, waves, and blue drapery were indeed beautiful. But this scenery had nothing to do with me. It's nice, as long as you like it. I squeezed out a smile. I knew you'd like it. Chloe looked smug, then, as if remembering something, asked casually, by the way, you got the venue change notice from the planner, right? Did you notify your parents and everyone? We don't want to go into the wrong place. Here it comes. Exactly the script I heard yesterday. I nodded. Got it. Don't worry. Everyone's been notified. Well, have I ever let you down? Hearing my answer, Chloe and Jess exchanged a glance, both eyes flashing with a told you so triumph. That's good. Chloe patted my cheek, like soothing an obedient pet. Thanks for your hard work, hubby. Once the wedding is over, I'll make it up to you. Sounds good. I agreed with a smile, while my heart remained ice cold. Over the next few days, I played the perfect groom-to-be. I accompanied her to try on new dresses, confirmed the beach wedding schedule, and handled various trivial matters. She was extremely satisfied with my obedience, even bragging in front of friends. My Luke is just like this. Whatever I say goes. He spoils me to no end. Her friends cast envious glances, praising her control over her man. Whenever this happened, Chloe's vanity was immensely satisfied, and I just stood there, smiling quietly like a soulless marionette. During this time, Julian showed up a few times. He always interfered with our wedding under the guise of helping out. This blue is too dark. Chloe has fair skin. A lighter sky blue would look better. The groomsmen's suits are too old-fashioned. They don't match my face. Luke, you're just a corporate guy. What do you know about aesthetics? Just listen to Chloe. His tone suggested he was the groom, and Chloe always smoothed things over with a smile. Oh, Julian is a professional designer. Listening to him is the right move. Luke, don't mind him. Why would I mind? I even smiled at him. Julian is right. You're more professional in this area than I am. We'll listen to you. My submission made Julian even more brazen and gave Chloe peace of mind. She probably truly believed I had been firmly controlled by her, turned into a love brain with no temper and no bottom line. She didn't know that on my end, I was intensely preparing for another wedding. My assistant, Mike, was highly efficient. Everything at the Aspen Lodge was arranged. I personally contacted every single one of my relatives and friends, telling them that the so-called beach wedding notification was a mix-up and the real wedding was still at the summit. My childhood friend and best man, Zach Miller, was stunned speechless when he heard my plan. Luke, are you serious? This is going to destroy Chloe publicly. You're about to get married. Is this necessary? I flicked the ash from my cigarette and looked out the window. It is. She treats me like a fool and tramples on my dignity. I have to let her know that even a fool will bite when pushed too far. Zach sighed. I just feel it's a pity. You guys have been together for so many years. Together? I laughed self-deprecatingly. From the moment she casually changed our wedding location for another man, whatever was between us became nothing more than a calculation. 3 days before the wedding, Chloe suddenly made a request. Luke, can we add Julian's name to the deed of our new house? I was drinking water and nearly spat it out, choking violently. Cough. What did you say? I suspected I was hearing things. Chloe rushed over to pat my back, speaking as if it were the most natural thing in the world. It's just adding a name to the title. Why such a big reaction? I steadied myself and stared at her. Chloe, that is our marital home. Why would we add an outsider's name? What outsider? Julian is my best friend. He's like family. Chloe immediately got upset. Isn't he feeling down lately? His parents are pressuring him to get married, but he has no money to buy a house, and his girlfriend broke up with him. He has no money to buy a house. What does that have to do with our house? My voice turned cold. Oh, come on, I just want to help him. Chloe started acting cute, shaking my arm. We'll just add his name for now. Act like we lend him money to buy a share. Once he has money later, we just take the name off. The way he can give his parents an answer and say he owns property. This logic was laughably absurd. Put another man's name on our marriage home just to cover for his lies? I looked at Chloe. Her face was full of "I'm doing this for a friend" righteousness and "you must agree" entitlement. I suddenly understood. This was another test, testing my bottom line, seeing how far I would retreat for her. If I agreed to put someone else's name on the deed, what wouldn't I accept in the future? Chloe, my parents paid cash for that house. It's in my name. Adding a name isn't something I can decide alone. I tried to reason. Then go tell your parents. Chloe's volume instantly spiked. Just say I requested it. They like me so much, they'll definitely agree. The confidence on her face disgusted me. Yes, my parents had always treated her well, practically viewing her as a daughter. But here she was, exploiting my family's kindness. What if I don't agree? I looked in her eyes and asked, articulating every word. Chloe's face instantly fell. Her eyes reddened, and tears came on command. Look, you've changed. You weren't like this before. You used to listen to everything I said. Now you won't even help with this small favor. Do you not love me anymore? She pulled out the "do you not love me anymore" trump card. In the past, whenever she cried, I would surrender immediately. But this time, watching her tears, my heart held no ripples, only annoyance. Is Julian that important to you? Important enough to joke about our home? I asked coldly. It's not a joke. It's a testament to our friendship, she cried out. My bond with Julian goes back years. It's not something you can understand. I can't just watch him fail to get married because he doesn't have a house. A testament to friendship. I laughed in anger. Fine, Chloe. You're really something. I stood up and grabbed my jacket. You want to add him, right? Fine. Chloe's crying stopped abruptly, and she looked at me in surprise. I walked up to her, looked down, and forced a cold smile. But I have a condition. What condition? Chloe looked at me warily. I spoke slowly. Simple. We sign an agreement. The agreement will state that this name is only borrowed temporarily. Within 1 month after the wedding, the name must be removed unconditionally. Also, to prevent accidents, Julian needs to leave his original ID and birth certificate with me until the name is changed back. Chloe froze, seemingly not expecting such a demand. Sign an agreement? Pull his ID? Luke, do you not trust me? Or do you not trust Julian? I'm just protecting our assets. Is that wrong? I countered. Since you said it's just borrowing, isn't signing an agreement and following a process more official? It avoids confusion later. Or did you never plan on changing the name back? My last sentence clearly hit the mark. Her expression shifted, her eyes dodging mine. I certainly didn't mean that. I just think it's unnecessary trouble. I think it's very necessary. My tone was hard, leaving no room for negotiation. Either we do it my way, or this discussion is over. You choose. Chloe bit her lip, glaring at me. This was the first time I had spoken to her with such a tough attitude. She clearly wasn't used to it. After a standoff lasting a full 5 minutes, she squeezed a few words through her teeth. Fine, I'll sign. She immediately called Julian and relayed my demands. On the other end, Julian seemed very unhappy. His voice was so loud I could hear it. Chloe, what does he mean? Is he guarding against a thief? Holding my ID? What kind of person does he think I am? Oh, stop being angry. Luke is just stubborn like that, a one-track mind. It's just a formality. Just do me a favor and bring the stuff over. Chloe soothed softly. I don't know what else she said, but half an hour later, Julian appeared at the door with a dark face, holding his ID and documents, which he threw onto the table. Luke, you're really something. Chloe and I have been friends for years. Do you need to guard against me like this? He said sarcastically. I didn't even bother to lift my eyelids. I pulled out the agreement I had prepared in advance from my briefcase. 3 copies. For the good of all 3 of us, putting it in black and white is never wrong. Read it. If there are no issues, sign. Julian picked up the agreement and scanned it, his face turning even uglier. In the agreement, I not only specified the time limit for the name change, but also added a clause. Any right of disposal regarding this property, including but not limited to sale, mortgage, or gifting, must be decided solely by myself. Chloe Vance and Julian Reed have only symbolic nominal rights. Luke, this is too much. Julian slammed the agreement on the table. Too much. I sneered. Mr. Reed, my parents bought this house with cash. Only my name is on the deed. Now, Chloe wants to add yours. I've already made the biggest concession. If you think it's too much, you don't have to sign. You can take your things and leave right now. My attitude stunned both Julian and Chloe. They had probably never seen such a merciless side of me. Julian looked at Chloe, his eyes pleading for help. Chloe panicked too. She didn't expect me to be so absolute. She rushed over to mediate. Luke, don't be like this. We're all friends. Friends don't covet other people's marital homes. I interrupted her directly. Chloe, I'll ask you one last time. Are you signing this or not? The air seemed to solidify. Finally, under my intense stare, Chloe gritted her teeth, picked up the pen, and signed her name. Then she handed the pen to Julian. Sign it. Julian looked resentful, but signed aggressively. I collected the agreements and his documents, put them in my bag, and didn't spare them another glance. I'll handle the paperwork before the wedding. After the wedding, I expect you to honor the agreement. With that, I turned and walked away. Behind me came Chloe's furious voice. Luke Sterling, you get back here. I didn't look back. Chloe, the show has only just begun. For the next 2 days, Chloe didn't contact me. I knew she was giving me the silent treatment. She probably assumed that, like in our countless arguments before, I would be the one to bow my head and apologize. Unfortunately, she thought wrong. I enjoyed the peace and quiet, using the time to reconfirm every detail of the Aspen wedding. I even hired a senior videographer friend, instructing him to make sure he recorded the footage from both venues on the wedding day. Hearing my plan, my friend called it savage. Luke, you're ruthless. You're going to make Chloe socially radioactive in front of the whole country. Is it necessary? She asked for it, I said lightly. One day before the wedding, Chloe finally couldn't hold out anymore and called me. As soon as I answered, she started crying. Luke, what do you mean? 2 days without contacting me. Do you not want to get married? I pinched the bridge of my nose, feigning exhaustion. Chloe, I don't mean that. The company has been crazy with a project recently. I've been swamped. I forgot to contact you. It's my fault. My proactive admission softened her tone significantly. Are you done now? The wedding is tomorrow, and you haven't even tried on your suit. Just finished. I'm coming over now. I drove to her place. Her eyes were red. Clearly, she had been crying. Julian was there too, sitting on the sofa, comforting her. Seeing me, Julian immediately stood up, posturing as her protector. Look, you finally decided to show up? Do you know how long Chloe cried because of you? A man about to get married, leaving his fiancée aside. Is that appropriate? I ignored him, walked straight to Chloe, and softened my voice. I'm sorry, Chloe. It was my bad. Don't cry. You need to be the most beautiful bride tomorrow. It won't look good if your eyes are swollen. My gentle attitude caused Chloe's grievances to burst forth. She threw herself into my arms, pounding my chest. You're so mean. I thought you didn't want me anymore. Silly, how could that be? I hugged her, but my gaze went over her shoulder, looking coldly at Julian. On Julian's face, there was undisguised jealousy and unwillingness. After soothing Chloe, I apologized to Julian. Julian, my attitude the other day was bad. Don't take it to heart. I was just under too much pressure. My show of weakness improved Julian's mood considerably. He waved his hand, acting magnanimous. Forget it. For Chloe's sake, I won't hold it against you. The storm seemed to have passed. That night, Chloe even voluntarily suggested that adding the name to the deed could wait until after the wedding. I see you're tired lately. No rush on that. Let's not make your parents unhappy about it right now, she said. I laughed coldly inside. She wasn't feeling sorry for me. She was scared by my tough stance the other day. She feared blowing up the situation and losing the marriage entirely. She wanted to trap me first, get married, become husband and wife legally, and then slowly plot for the house. Too bad she wouldn't get the chance. I smiled and patted her head. You're so thoughtful. Whatever you say. That night, Chloe slept soundly. In her dreams, she was probably already at the beach, wearing a beautiful wedding dress, marrying me, and then rightfully turning what was mine into hers. I, however, was sleepless all night. I watched the moonlight outside the window, quietly waiting for dawn. Chloe, tomorrow, I will give you a surprise you will never forget. The wedding day arrived with perfect weather. The seaside city was sunny with clear blue skies. Thousands of miles away in Aspen, it was a different scene. Light snow fluttering down like a fairy tale world. I got up early and put on the white tuxedo custom-made for the snow wedding, a delicate Edelweiss brooch pinned to my chest. In the mirror, I looked revitalized, my eyes calm and sharp. When Zach arrived with the groomsmen, he whistled. Damn, Luke, you look sharp. People would think you're actually getting married. I adjusted my bow tie and smiled faintly. Today is the day I say goodbye to the past and gain a new life. At 10 a.m., the auspicious hour arrived. My phone rang. It was Chloe. Her voice was filled with suppressed anxiety and rage. Luke, where are you? Where have you been? All the guests are here. We're just waiting for you. Do you know what time it is? I walked to the massive floor-to-ceiling window of the Aspen Lodge, watching the snowflakes dancing outside and the guests, my friends and family, already seated on the lawn. My parents sat in the front row, smiles of relief on their faces. I took a deep breath, put the phone to my ear, and spoke in a relaxed, cheerful tone. What's the rush? I arrived a long time ago. On the other end, Chloe froze. There was silence for 3 full seconds. You, what did you say? You're there? Where are you? Her voice began to tremble. I looked at the snowscape outside and chuckled lightly. I'm at the wedding venue, of course. The Aspen Summit Lodge, the place we originally booked. Look, the snow is beautiful, just like we imagined. Luke, a piercing scream came through the receiver, hurting my ear. Are you crazy? What are you doing at the mountain? Didn't I tell you the wedding changed to the beach? Get your ass over here right now. Everyone is watching. Her voice had completely changed tune due to anger and panic. Oh, did you notify me? I feigned surprise. I don't recall that. I only remember that our wedding was always in Aspen. Stop playing dumb. Didn't you get the notice from the planner? When I asked you, didn't you say everything was arranged? She was about to lose her mind. Yes, I arranged it, I said slowly. I arranged for all my relatives and friends to come to Aspen for my wedding. As for your beach wedding, sorry, that seems to be your and Julian's dream. It has nothing to do with me. You. Chloe was so angry she couldn't speak, only her heavy breathing audible. I could imagine her standing on that sunny beach in her pristine wedding dress, looking like a clown abandoned by the world. Ridiculous and pathetic. Chloe, I dropped the joking tone, my voice as cold as the ice outside. Didn't you think that because I loved you, I would listen to everything you said? Didn't you find a sense of achievement in playing me like a fiddle? Now, are you surprised? Without giving her a chance to speak, I hung up and turned off my phone. The world was instantly peaceful. In the lodge's great hall, all my guests were assembled. I took the microphone and walked onto the stage. The backdrop was a massive LED screen looping footage of the magnificent snow-capped mountains. I cleared my throat, looked at the concerned faces in the audience, and bowed. Thank you, friends and family, for taking the time to come here and attend my rebirth ceremony. There was a ripple of good-natured laughter from the crowd. Many of you know that today was supposed to be the day Miss Chloe Vance and I got married. However, I regret to inform you that the wedding is canceled. The crowd went into an uproar, people looking at each other in shock. I raised my hand, signaling for silence. I know you have questions. Simply put, I wanted to hold a pure wedding in a place that held special meaning for me. But my fiancée, due to another man's preference, wanted to move it to a noisy beach. She felt that if I loved her, I should unconditionally obey everything, including trampling on my sincerity and dignity. So I came here, to this wedding venue that belongs only to me. Today, there is no bride. I paused, looking around the room, then revealed a relieved smile. But today, I, Luke Sterling, will formally say goodbye to the self who was naive, weak, and compromised for love time and time again. Starting today, I begin a new life. This banquet is not a wedding reception, but a thank you dinner for all of you. Thank you for your continued support and love. I hope everyone eats and drinks to their heart's content. As my voice fell, there was a brief silence, followed by thunderous applause. My parents stood up, eyes rimmed with red, clapping forcefully. Zach and the groomsmen whistled and cheered. Luke, way to go. Watching all this, my eyes fell hot. I raised my wine glass to the crowd and drained it in one gulp. Goodbye, Chloe. Goodbye to my 7 years of foolish youth. At the Azure Coast Resort in Miami, Chloe stood frozen in her expensive custom wedding dress. Makeup exquisite, but face pale as a sheet, like a statue about to crack. The number you have dialed is powered off. Notification played repeatedly from her phone, mocking her ruthlessly. Beside her were her equally bewildered parents and an awkward-looking Julian. Below the stage, her guests were starting to get restless. What's going on? Where's the groom? Look at the time. Did the groom run off? I just checked social media. It looks like Luke's friends are all at a ski resort. The photos are completely different from here. What? The groom is holding a wedding somewhere else? What kind of drama is this? The murmurs grew louder, buzzing like flies in Chloe's ears. Her best friend Jess, who had mocked me earlier, ran over sweating profusely, grabbing Chloe's hand. Chloe, what do we do? Luke, he did this on purpose. He knew all along. Shut up. Chloe violently threw off her hand, screaming hysterically. It's all you. If you hadn't fanned the flames, how would it have turned out like this? Jess was stunned by the yell, then got angry. Chloe, be reasonable. Changing the location was your idea. You said Luke loved you and would listen to anything. What does that have to do with me? You, Chloe trembled with rage. Enough. Stop arguing. Isn't this embarrassing enough? Chloe's father, usually a decent-looking middle-aged man, now had a face the color of iron. He roared in a low voice. He strode over to Julian and grabbed him by the collar. It's all you, you jinx. If you hadn't incited Chloe, how would a perfectly good wedding turn into this? You've completely humiliated my daughter. Julian was terrified and struggled to break free. Uncle, this has nothing to do with me. Chloe wanted to change it herself. You still dare to argue? Chloe's father raised his hand to strike. The scene descended into chaos. The guests, watching what seemed like the drama of the year, pulled out their phones to record. Look, the bride's family is fighting the male best friend. This is huge tea. Annual drama. Watching the chaos unfold before her eyes, hearing the piercing gossip and the shudder sounds of cameras, Chloe's vision went black. Her legs gave out, and she collapsed backward, stiff as a board. Before she lost consciousness, her last thought was, "It's over. Everything is over." Back in Aspen, the atmosphere was the exact opposite. Without the formalities of a wedding, everyone was more relaxed. The banquet turned into a buffet party. People ate, drank, and enjoyed the unique snow scenery and comfort. I changed out of my tuxedo into casual clothes, moving through the crowd, clinking glasses with friends. Everyone tacitly avoided mentioning Chloe, simply congratulating me on restoring my bachelor status. My parents were beaming, proudly introducing me to old friends. "This is my son, Luke," responsible and bold. I knew they had been pained by my humbleness in that relationship. Today, I finally let them hold their heads high. In the afternoon, Mike sent me the edited video. The video showed a split screen. One side was the chaos and humiliation on the sunny beach. Chloe's screams, her father's rage, the guests' mockery, all recorded clearly. The other side showed the serenity and beauty of the snow summit, my calmness, and the blessings and laughter of my friends. The intense contrast formed a picture dripping with irony. I forwarded the video to Zach. "Send it out. Post it where all our mutual friends can see it." Zach replied instantly with an OK hand sign and a "You're a legend" sticker. After doing this, I felt the last bit of stagnation in my heart dissipate. "Chloe, didn't you love saving face? Didn't you love showing off on social media? I hope you like this gift." I didn't want to be entangled with her anymore, but some things had to be resolved once and for all. That evening, after the party ended and I'd seen off the guests, I stayed alone in my hotel room. I turned on my phone. Dozens of missed calls and hundreds of messages flooded in instantly. From Chloe, her parents, Jess, and numbers I didn't recognize. The content was nothing but insults, questions, threats, and later, crying and begging. I didn't read a single one. I deleted them all. Then, I dialed Chloe's father. He picked up almost instantly. "Luke, you bastard. You've completely disgraced our family. I'm telling you, this isn't over." Her father's roar came through. "Uncle, don't be so angry," I said calmly. "I'm calling to discuss the cleanup." "Cleanup? You ruined my daughter. How do you want to clean up?" First, regarding the expenses of the beach wedding, I ignored his anger, speaking on my own terms. "That loss was caused by Chloe's unilateral breach of contract. You should bear all the costs. The wedding agency's contract states clearly that for unilateral venue change, the requesting party bears all fees. I will send you the contract." Second, regarding the house. You should know about the agreement Chloe and Julian signed a few days ago. I will have my lawyer send you a formal notice requiring Mr. Julian Reed to fulfill the agreement within the specified time. Otherwise, I will sue for fraud. Silence fell on the other end. Her father probably didn't expect me to not only pull the rug out from under them, but also have so many contingency plans. "Luke, do you have to be so cruel?" His voice carried a tremor of powerlessness. "Uncle, when Chloe trampled on the sincerity of me and my family for an outsider, wasn't she cruel? When she calculated against me to satisfy her vanity, tested my limits, and even plotted against the house my parents bought, wasn't she cruel? I'm just returning what she tried to do to me. People have to pay the price for their actions. Don't you agree?" With every sentence I spoke, the breathing on the other end grew more rapid. Finally, I heard a thud, as if the phone had fallen to the ground. Then, a busy signal. I knew my goal had been achieved. Early the next morning, while still at the lodge, I received a call from my mom, her tone anxious. "Son, Chloe's parents are at our house. They brought Chloe. The three of them are blocking the door, crying and screaming, saying if you don't see them, they'll die right here." I frowned. They resorted to these rogue tactics, after all. "Mom, don't open the door and don't argue with them. Give the phone to Dad. I'll speak to him." The phone switched to my dad. "Dad, listen to me. Do nothing right now. Call building security immediately and say people are causing a disturbance and harassing you. If that doesn't work, call the police directly." I instructed calmly. "Call the police? Isn't that a bit much?" My dad hesitated. After all, they are Chloe's parents. "Dad," I deepened my tone. From the moment Chloe did those things, they were no longer my in-laws. There is no use being polite with unreasonable people. it only encourages them to take a mile. You have to be tough, or they will keep pestering you. My dad was silent for a few seconds, then his tone firmed up. Okay, I'll listen to you. I'll handle it right now. Hanging up, I immediately messaged Zach. Do me a favor. Go to my parents' house. Take a few guys, don't let my parents get bullied. Also, turn on your phone camera and record everything. Received. On my way. After handling this, I leisurely got out of bed, washed up, ate breakfast, and checked out. I wanted to let Chloe's family know that their tricks were useless against me. The calmer I was, the more frantic they would become. That afternoon, I returned to the city and went straight to the law firm. Zach arrived with the video. In the video, Chloe's family of 3 was sitting on the ground in front of my parents' door, wailing to the heavens, attracting a crowd of neighbors. Chloe's mother slapped her thighs while howling. There's no justice. Bullying our daughter. The engagement was set. How can he just dump her? Chloe, wearing sunglasses and a mask, sat on the ground, shoulders heaving as she sobbed, looking like she had suffered the world's greatest injustice. It wasn't until building security and the police my dad called arrived, strictly warning them that force measures would be taken if they didn't leave, that they were escorted away, cursing all the while. The scene was more chaotic than a fish market. Luke, that was ruthless. You cut off their retreat completely. Zach saved the video. What's the plan now? I handed the signed power of attorney to the lawyer. Legal proceedings. First, send a lawyer's letter to recover all losses from a beach wedding. Second, send a letter to Julian, giving him a deadline to fulfill the agreement, or I sue him for conspiring with Chloe to commit property fraud. The lawyer looked at the evidence I provided, including the tripartite agreement, and nodded. Mr. Sterling, don't worry. The chain of evidence is complete. We will win this case. I walked out of the law firm and looked up at the sky. The sky was azure, the sunlight perfect. Chloe, the leverage you thought you had is worthless to me now. 3 days after the lawyer's letter was sent, Julian contacted me voluntarily. On the phone, he had lost all his previous arrogance and haughtiness. His tone bordered on begging. Luke, Mr. Sterling, I was wrong. I was really wrong. I shouldn't have been obsessed and listened to Chloe's incitement. I don't want the house. I don't want anything. Please have mercy. Withdraw the lawsuit. I can't have a criminal record. Hearing his panicked voice, I only found it laughable. Now you're scared? When you conspired with Chloe to plot for my house, weren't you quite proud? I was blinded by grease. I swear, Chloe and I are just friends. It was all her. She told me you had a good temper and would listen to her. She said as long as I played along, the house would be mine later. That's why I had those crooked thoughts. To save himself, he didn't hesitate to sell Chloe out completely. The so-called years of friendship were fragile in the face of self-interest. Luke, please, I'll go to the county recorder's office right now to remove my name. I'll give you my ID. I'll do anything. Just don't sue me, he said with a crying tone. Fine, I said coolly. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., meet me at the recorder's office. After the paperwork is done, I'll consider withdrawing the suit. Yes. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. He sounded like he'd been granted amnesty. Hanging up, I felt no thrill of revenge, only sadness. For my 7 years of sincerity, and for Chloe, her self-perceived charm and methods, the best guy friend she was so proud of. In the end, it was all a joke. The next day, I arrived at the recorder's office on time. Julian was earlier than me, sporting dark circles under his eyes. Seeing me, he greeted me like I was his own father. Luke, you're here. The process went smoothly. In less than half an hour, only my name remained on the deed. Holding the fresh title, Julian let out a long breath and bowed to me again. Luke, about the lawsuit. I looked at him. Relax. I keep my word. He left with 1,000 thanks, looking as pathetic as a stray dog. With Julian dealt with, only Chloe remained. That afternoon, I received an unexpected call from Jess. Luke, she's not doing well. Jess sounded exhausted. Since the wedding, she's locked herself in her room, not eating or drinking. Last night, she cut her wrist. Luckily, her mom found her early. She's in the hospital now. I gripped the phone silent. I know you hate her, but it's been 7 years. Can you come see her once? The doctor said she has severe depressive tendencies. If the knot in her heart isn't untied, she'll be ruined. Jess asked cautiously. Is her not me? I asked calmly. Jess paused, then sighed. Yes and no. She hates you for ruining her, but she also hates herself. She keeps saying she lost you. Look, I know I have no right to ask you, but for the sake of the past, come see her one last time to get closure. I'm afraid she'll really do something drastic. I looked out the window for a long time before speaking slowly. Send me the address. The smell of disinfectant in the hospital was always oppressive. I stood at the door of the ward, looking through the glass window at Chloe inside. She was wearing a blue and white striped hospital gown, her face pale as paper. Her wrist was wrapped in thick gauze. She had lost a lot of weight, lying lifelessly on the bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. Her parents guarded the bedside, faces haggard, looking as if they had aged 10 years overnight. I pushed the door open and walked in. Hearing the noise, Chloe's parents whipped their heads around. Seeing it was me, they froze. Then her mother rushed over like a madwoman. "Why are you here? You killer. You hurt my daughter like this. Are you satisfied?" She raised her hand to hit me. I didn't dodge. I just looked at her coldly. "Try touching me once." My gaze froze her hand in midair. Chloe, on the bed, finally reacted. She slowly turned her head. Seeing me, a ripple finally appeared in her empty eyes. "Did you come to laugh at me?" Her voice was hoarse, like it had been sanded down. I walked to her bedside and looked down at her. "Yes, I came to laugh at you," I said mercilessly. Her body trembled, and tears instantly surged out. "Luke, you're cruel. Not compared to you." I pulled up a chair and sat down, crossing my legs, my posture relaxed. "Chloe, you want to know why I came? I'll tell you. I didn't come because I feel sorry for you, nor because I have any lingering feelings. I just came to tell you to put away this self-harm act. It doesn't work on me. You want to die? That's your business. Don't think about using your life to hijack me or make me feel guilty forever. You don't carry that much weight." My words were like sharp knives, stabbing ruthlessly into her heart. She cried harder, her chest heaving violently. "Did you think if you did this, I would soften, withdraw the lawsuits, and forgive you? I'm telling you, impossible. The money for the wedding agency, not a penny less. My lawyer will also pursue damages for the harm to my reputation. The price you and your parents will pay for your stupidity and greed has only just begun." "You." Chloe's father pointed at me, too angry to speak. I ignored him and continued speaking to Chloe. "You always thought I loved you and would do anything for you. You were wrong. I loved the innocent, kind girl from 7 years ago, not this woman blinded by vanity and greed, full of calculation. You used my love as a weapon to hurt me again and again. Now, that weapon is out of ammo. Chloe, we were over a long time ago. From the moment you decided to change the wedding location to the beach, it was over." I stood up and took one last look at her. "Look out for yourself. In the future, don't disturb me and don't harass my family. Otherwise, next time, it won't be as simple as a lawyer's letter." With that, I walked out of the ward without looking back. Behind me came Chloe's heart-wrenching screams. This time, I didn't feel a shred of heartache. I knew we were completely done. After that hospital visit, Chloe's family finally went quiet. They probably realized that rolling on the ground and throwing tantrums had no effect on me. With the lawyers involved, things were resolved smoothly. Chloe's family compensated for all the losses from the canceled beach wedding and publicly apologized for spreading false rumors and damaging my reputation. Of course, the apology letter was vague and avoided the heavy points, but I didn't care. I just wanted a result that let them know pain. This incident became a well-known farce in our circle. Chloe and Julian were thoroughly socially dead. I heard that after Chloe was discharged, she quit her job, too ashamed to see anyone. And Julian, due to the reputation of attempted fraud, couldn't make it in the design circle anymore and went back to his hometown in disgrace. The divine friendship everyone once envied ended in the most embarrassing way possible. As for me, after handling all the loose ends, I accepted the transfer order from headquarters that was 6 months late. I sold the so-called marital home, left the city that broke my heart, and went to the place I should have gone half a year ago. New city, new job, new environment. Everything was full of challenges, but also full of hope. I threw all my energy into work. With my skills, I quickly gained a foothold in the new position and achieved excellent results. A year later, I was exceptionally promoted to regional director, and my salary tripled. I bought a new condo, a new car, met new friends, and started a brand new life. Occasionally, in the dead of night, I would think of Chloe, but there were no ripples in my heart, just like recalling an insignificant stranger. Zach came on a business trip once and mentioned her while we were drinking. Heard she eventually just married some random guy. Her life isn't going great. Her husband's family is average, and he has a bad temper, always bossing her around. Someone saw her at a class reunion recently. She looked haggard like an old lady, nothing like before. I took a sip of my drink and said nothing. "Do you think she regrets it?" Zach asked. "Whether she regrets it or not is her business. It has nothing to do with me anymore," I said lightly. "Everyone has to be responsible for their own choices. She chose vanity and calculation. so she has to bear the current results. And I chose dignity in my future, and I got the life I deserved. We were already people from two different worlds. Another year passed. Because of a partnership project, I returned to that familiar city. The negotiations went smoothly. Afterward, driving alone, I found myself inexplicably heading toward that snow mountain. It wasn't winter, so there was no snow. The mountain was lush and green, offering a different kind of scenery. I booked the same room at the Aspen Summit Lodge. Standing in front of the huge floor-to-ceiling window, looking at the mountain view outside, my mind was as calm as a lake. 2 years ago, I personally ended a wrong relationship here and started my new life. Now, revisiting the old haunt, only relief remained in my heart. In the evening, I was eating at the mountaintop restaurant when I unexpectedly ran into an acquaintance. Jess, Chloe's best friend. She saw me too. Her expression was a bit awkward, but she walked over anyway. Luke, long time no see. Long time no see. I nodded, acknowledging her. She sat opposite me and ordered coffee. Are you doing well? She asked cautiously. Not bad, I said concisely. We fell into a brief silence. Chloe, she got divorced. Finally, she broke the silence. I raised an eyebrow, but didn't speak, waiting for her to continue. She's having a hard time after getting married. She found out the guy only wanted her for her looks and didn't love her at all. Later, her family had some issues. Her dad's investments failed, and they owed a ton of debt. The guy turned on her immediately and kicked her out of the house. Jess's voice carried a hint of sighing. She contacted me a while ago to borrow money. She said a lot. She said her biggest regret was losing you. She said if she could turn back time, she definitely wouldn't act out again, wouldn't push you away. I listened quietly, the corners of my mouth hooking up in an imperceptible arc. Too bad there are no ifs. Jess froze, then smiled bitterly. Yeah, no ifs. She asked me to tell you. Jess looked at me with complex eyes. She said, I'm sorry. I put down my knife and fork, wiped my mouth with a napkin, and stood up. That I'm sorry is too late. Thank her for me, for letting me see clearly through many people and things. And wish her well. I hope in the future, she learns to rely on herself. With that, I didn't look at her again and turned to leave the restaurant. Back in my room, I received a message from Zach. Luke, heard you got promoted? That's awesome. Drinks on me tonight to celebrate. I smiled and replied, You're on. I walked to the window and pushed it open. The mountain night breeze blew in, carrying the scent of grass and trees, refreshing the heart. In the distance, the city lights were as brilliant as a galaxy. I knew that the starry sky belonging to me had only just begun to shine. As for those people and things of the past, let them scatter with the wind. Story complete.